When I was younger, I used to be scared of horror movies. I was scared of everything that went bump in the night. I mean, while my family would sit around and watch a movie with a monster in it, it didn't matter if it was PG-13 or rated R. I always used to go in the other room and I used to creep around the corner because I'm going, oh my God, these monsters are scary. It wasn't until middle school, when I was in 8th grade, that I decided to get over my fear of horror movies. And the first horror film that I was going to watch to get over my fear was Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And needless to say, I was laughing my ass off throughout this whole movie because I'm going 8 movies in. This is what I've been scared of. This shit isn't scary. This shit is comedy because you're trying to tell me we're 8 movies in, you got a pissed off guy in a hockey mask at that, just killing random people? That wasn't until later on I watched the very first Friday the 13th film to see and understand the lore of Jason, and lo and behold, well, I'm going to do a separate video on that. But going into this film, Jason wasn't even in Manhattan. This dude was on a boat pretty much like the first and second half of the film. It wasn't until like the third act of this movie, yes, he finally gets to New York, and that's about like 15, 20, 30 minutes of film left. And I'm going, man, this whole time I'm thinking Jason's going to be in Manhattan killing folks. He's like, hey, I'm tired of Crystal Lake. Now let me go to New York. Nah, by the time he gets to New York, the movie is about to wrap up. And speaking of the kills in this movie, I'm going, man, this is some old Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny shit we got going on. I mean, the way he was taking people out in this movie was like watching a skit on Robot Chicken. Like, this isn't scary. This is freaking hilarious. And why is everybody falling down when they're running? This dude ain't even power walking. He's just walking at a regular ass pace and y'all falling down. Hell, one scene in this film, and this is the scene of the film that really stood out to me, was you have like the final 3 characters. You know, white guy, white girl, and of course the black guy. So putting 2 and 2 together, you know the black guy dies in this movie. But what's crazy about it is they try to outrun Jason. They run to the top of an apartment building, and Jason makes his way to the top of said building. And the black dude is boxing Jason with his bare hands. And Jason's just eating them punches. He's hitting like, bow, 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 bow. And Jason eating them damn punches. This dude's knuckles is bloody. And he gonna tell Jason, you had enough? Jason grabs this dude by his collar and socks his head off, clean off his body. And it rolls down the stairwell into a trash can and the lid closes. When I tell you that I laughed my ass off so hard at that one scene, I'm like, that's not funny, but this shit is comical. Now, overall, like I said, this franchise is carried on for way too long. And trust me, there are other films in this series that are just really, really horrible. But this movie, I wish I would have chosen something more scarier like The Exorcist. But this film, yeah, like I said, more comical than it is horror. Just my thoughts, just my opinion, and as always, just saying.